Hello again everyone. In today's video we're going to once again look at some Kyber crystals. I've already done a few videos on these. I've already covered the blue, purple, yellow and white Kyber crystals. And all we've got left is green and red to talk about and to review. And the reason I left the green and the red for last is because if you've watched my previous videos, you'll know that for the other four colors, there are only two versions of each. So there are two blue, two yellow, two white, and two purple crystals. And that relates to the character that unlocks when you put them into the Jedi Holocron. The green one has three. Not many people know this, but the green one actually has three. One of them is Qui-Gon Jinn, one of them is Master Yoda, and the third one is another version of Yoda, which is referred to as a magic 8-ball. And the reason it's called a magic 8-ball is because just like the magic 8-ball toy, it basically gives you kind of yes, no, and neutral kind of quotes. So it would be as if you're asking the Holocrons something, and then Master Yoda would, when you press it, he would say either I have meditated on this, my answer is yes, or something shrouded in darkness, this path is something to that effect anyway. So yes, no, and neutral answers. So that is a very, very cool Kyber crystal. Because it kind of makes you want to interact with it and have fun with it. So you could kind of pretend you're asking Yoda different questions and see what he says in return. And there are two 8-ball crystals. One of them is the Yoda and the other one is a Darth Vader one, which we're going to go over in the next video coming up. That's all, of course, a red Kyber crystal. The other Qui-Gon and the other Yoda are pretty standard, just like all the other light side crystals, a bunch of kind of quotes. The Qui-Gon ones, some of them are from the Phantom Menace. I believe there might be one or two from the Clone Wars. They are all voiced by Liam Neeson. The Yoda ones are all voiced by the one and only Frank Oz. They're from Empire Strikes Back, they're from the prequel movies, and some I believe are from Star Wars Rebels. So it's a nice kind of mix of films and animated series. But really the winner, in my opinion, at least personally for me, is the 8-ball because it's just so unique. Interestingly, it's also the hardest one to find. I didn't know this, but a lot of people are missing the 8-ball crystals. They're possibly as rare as the black Kyber crystal, or maybe not quite as rare, but they're pretty hard to find. I know a lot of people have bought green crystals again and again and ended up with a lot of duplicates of Qui-Gon and Yoda version 1 and just still have yet to find that elusive 8-ball. Same story with red Kyber crystals. They just can't seem to get their hands on the magic 8-ball. For some reason, they seem to be a little more rare. Well, fortunately, I've taught you all a trick on how to do that. Using an RFID reader-writer, you can simply use one of your duplicate Kyber crystals, overwrite the code, and you're done. And then you don't need to worry about buying more of them. So with all that out of the way, let's get started. Let's look at these. I'm not sure which one is which yet, so we'll see. Let's try this one out.
May the Force be with you.
Okay, so this is clearly Qui-Gon Jinn.
Always remember, your focus determines your reality. Midichlorians are a microscopic life form that resides within all living cells, and we are symbionts with them. Life forms living together for mutual advantage. Without the midichlorians, life could not exist, and we would have no knowledge of the Force. They continually speak to us, telling us the will of the Force. When you learn to quiet your mind, you'll hear them speaking to you. I am a manifestation of the Force. A force that consists of two parts. Living beings generate the living force, which in turn powers the wellspring that is the cosmic force. Remember, concentrate on the moment. Feel, don't think. Use your instincts. All energy from the living force, from all things that have ever lived, feeds into the cosmic force, binding everything and communicating to us through the midichlorians. Keep your concentration here and now where it belongs. Be mindful of the living force, young Padawan.
Okay, I believe those are all the quotes available from Qui-Gon Jinn. Moving on to green Kyber crystal number 2. So we know this is going to be a Yoda. Question is which one?
Train yourself to let go of everything you fear to lose.
Yeah, I think this is not the 8-ball. I think this is just a standard Yoda.
A Jedi uses the Force for knowledge and defense, never for attack.
Yes, this is definitely the standard Yoda.
Fear is the path to the dark side. Fear leads to anger. Anger leads to hate. Hate leads to suffering. I sense much fear in you. Grow in your abilities, Al, and with them, danger. For my ally is the Force, and the powerful ally it is, life creates it, makes it grow. Its energy surrounds us and binds us. Luminous beings, so we, not this crude matter. You must feel the Force around you. May the Force be with you. A long time fought I did, consumed by fear that was. Though see it I did not. A challenge lifelong it is, not to bend fear into anger. A long time fought I did, consumed by fear that was.
Okay. I'm not sure how many there are. There might be 9 or 10, but I believe we've heard most of them. Okay, so last but not least is the 8-ball. The most interesting green Kyber crystal in my opinion. So this is the kind of things he will say.
Meditated on this question, I have. My answer is no.
Now you see, he says meditated, my answer is no. And there's another version, there's another quote where he'll say meditated I have, my answer is yes.
Much to learn, you still have. Meditated on this question, I have. My answer is no. Meditated on this question, I have. My answer is yes.
There you see, so there's quite a few of these. So just for example, I can say, Master Yoda, should I buy more Kyber crystals?
A certainty this is.
No, he says a certainty this is, he wants me to spend more money. Okay, Master Yoda, should I build another lightsaber?
No.
Okay, well, thank you for that, because I'm not a huge fan of those Savvy's lightsabers either, so that's okay. Master Yoda, is the Rise of the Resistance going to be an epic ride?
In harmony with the Force, your path is.
That doesn't make much sense. Okay, let's try another one. Master Yoda, is The Rise of Skywalker going to be an awesome movie?
Yes.
Oh, thank God for that. Okay. Yeah, just kind of things like that, really. So this is a really fun Kyber crystal that you kind of just be silly with and have fun with your friends. I think, honestly, in terms of a fun factor, for like if this was a toy for like a child to play with, they really kind of should have done a little bit more like that. Something like the 8-ball, something a little bit more interactive. The other ones just purely play recordings, and it does get boring after a little while. I mean, how much are you really going to kind of listen to these Qui-Gon Jinn quotes over and over, where he says midichlorians are blah 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 blah? You know, what is the point after like once or twice? It gets old, and you end up with it just being as part of a set. So, you know, in terms of longevity, the 8-balls are the clear winners of all the Kyber crystals, and they're far superior to the black one, to any of the other ones, in my opinion. And they make the Holocrons actually, you know, a toy worth kind of playing with and having some fun with. So that's really it for those. If we pop any of these green crystals into this, as usual, it's going to be Sidious. Well, we've gone this far, so let's take a quick look. It's going to be the Emperor from Return of the Jedi.
It is unavoidable. It is your destiny. You are now mine.
There you have it. There's no need to go through all these again, otherwise it's going to be too long a video. There's 6 red Kyber crystals in all, so that's going to be the last video in this series, and I really hope you've enjoyed all of these. Please leave me back any feedback you like, any comments, any questions you have on these. Feel free to leave a comment down below. Yeah, after this series, I have a few more ideas of reviews to do of all the other stuff that I bought at Galaxy's Edge, of some lightsabers I have. But this has been really fun. I hope you've enjoyed it as well. I appreciate all your comments and your feedback. Please like and subscribe, and I will see you in the next one. Thanks.